Yo, let's get it. Yo, let's go, let's get it. Live from the mic with the vibes explicit. Hosted by Buddy, the legend in the game. Laughter, stories, you'll never be the same. Yeah, Buddy, it's that podcast flair where the stars align and we venture to share. Yeah. Step into the studio, lights shining bright. Buddy Rahming's got the crew and the vibes just right. From comedians to actors, models and more. Entertainment biz, we're ready to explore. Chilling with legends, having heart-to-heart chats. Discussing personal journeys, no tips or hacks. With laughs that echo and stories that amaze. Every episode's a treat, let the conversation blaze. Yeah, buddy, welcome to the show.
Yes. What's going on, world? It's your man, Buddy Rahming, and we are back at it with another episode of the Yeah, Buddy podcast. You know, we do if this is your first time tuning in. Every episode, try to bring some to the entertainment business, whether it be an actor, filmmaker, comedian. We just sit down, chop it up, see about what we got going on, our respective journeys in this entertainment business. So if this is your first time tuning in, take a seat, y'all. We got a really good episode lined up for y'all today. This episode, a very good friend. We met, I think, like a couple years ago on an Apple commercial, and then we got reconnected at the Actors Awards recently that we had the private screening for in the San Francisco. After the hop on the podcast, she was excited to be on it, so I'm excited, y'all. Right now, I got my good friend, actress, model, Miss Bailey Ann in the building, y'all. Boop, boop, boop. What's going on, Bailey?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you on the podcast. We got a lot of good things to talk about. Let's first off, before we dive into stuff, let's give people an idea about like your background. How'd you get involved in acting and modeling and all this good stuff?
Yeah. So growing up, I was kind of always the star of the show, you could say. I was in dance and theater, cheerleading. So I've always had like the personality to be on stage and like be a performer. My mom was a model back in the day. So after she had kids, she would like dress me up a lot, take photos. And so I was just like always around that kind of vibe. And then after college, I graduated and started teaching. And I was like, you know, I like have this passion inside me to do acting and modeling and stuff, but I don't know if that's really obtainable with everything, but I just did a leap of faith and went for it, and yeah.
So how did you get started? I know like you said like your mom did all that stuff, but you specifically, do you remember like what your first acting job was?
Yes, it was actually with my mom on Mother's Day. It was in San Francisco for a tech commercial on the wharf, and they needed extra people, so she just brought me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you get paid to like be on set and eat food and like just hang out? Like, this is amazing. Like, I'm gonna start doing this. So I got on Casting Network and then started building my page and just kind of picking up whatever here and there.
Yeah, Casting Networks, that's one of the, I guess that is the main site for anybody who is watching. That's the main site where actors go to first start getting work. The one thing that I do love about Casting Networks is that they offer a variety of work for you to kind of build up your resume. So things, if you can find background work for feature films, you can find lead roles for like short films, print work, hand modeling work. When you first started diving into this world of acting and stuff like that, did you kind of have like your own specific thing? Like, I'm just going to audition for movies, or were you like, let me just do everything?
Basically I started off with like background roles, you know, just like movie scenes, but mostly UGC work, which is user generated content. So like hair care commercials or skincare, or just little things that you like film at home. That's kind of where I started like getting comfortable on camera and like being, you know, able to talk. And then I started applying to more short film roles or like bigger parts, but just started out small and just kind of like, I don't know, saw what was out there first.
And so you said UGC, the user generated content. That's kind of a new form of, I guess you say, production work that's coming up for actors. Can you kind of, I guess, go to detail about what that specifically is, UGC?
Yeah, so it's user generated content. So basically, different brands or companies will reach out and ask you to like film a video for their products. So I did one for Function of Beauty, which is like a hair brand, and they send you all the products and they basically give you a script to follow. And I don't know, it's pretty easy money. It does take a lot of time because sometimes they want like all these crazy shots and you're like, okay, I'm just in my house.
Yeah.
But I recommend that for someone that's not necessarily like an influencer or, you know, has a huge following, but just starting to get somewhere with it.
Yeah, that was one thing that I wanted to ask you about that though, is do you have to have a big following to do like the user generated content work?
I think there's two ways to go about it. Not necessarily if you're like applying through like casting networks or backstage, they don't necessarily need you to have a following. But if you're trying to do it like on Instagram and like kind of be an ambassador, you probably do. I like just started recently growing my Instagram page and like putting myself out there and like building a following, because before I just didn't really care. But now I'm like, okay, wait, you have to kind of be in the game in order to like grow and succeed. So I'm like, okay, like, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Let's get these follower counts up. Let's get into this algorithm.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then you say you did some background work as well.
Right. Yeah. When I first started, I did some like holiday films, Christmas movies and stuff background, which was really fun. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Obviously, every time on set, it's so cool to meet friends. But then like the bigger actors are always in, you know, the movies. So it's fun to see like people that you watched on TV when you were like 12 years old and you're like, oh my gosh, we're on set together now. How cool.
Never try to talk.
Uh-oh, I think I lost you for a second.
Did you? Hold on one second. I'm gonna pause it real quickly. Okay, cool. So you was talking about doing background work.
Yes, so I was involved in some Christmas productions, like some Hallmark kind of movies. California Christmas, City Lights is on Netflix, and then Holiday Harmony, I think, is also on Netflix. But it was really cool to meet, like Brooke Shields was in one of the movies, and then Jeremy, I forget his last name, but he played Peter Pan in a live film. I was like so excited to meet him. I was like, Peter Pan!
So what do you take away from like you being an aspiring actress, you working in background, being able to see, like how you say, seeing actors that you see on TV, movies that you, in your mind, you're like, man, I'd never meet these people one day. And now all of a sudden you're working on a movie set with them and you're like, oh, wow, it's possible. What kind of things run through your mind as far as the possibilities of like where your career could go when you're on these movie sets?
Right. I think that whatever is for you is meant to be for you. And so like whatever you put yourself out there to do, it's either going to go your way or you're going to like learn a lesson from it. So I think being bold and confident and like just trying everything while you can is such an important thing in this industry. I also think that it's really important to be really kind to everyone on set because you never know who you're going to meet or like how that's going to make a connection. I feel like that kind of speaks for like our friendship. Like when I first met you on set, I was just like nice, you know, like we were just like, hey, how you doing? You know, but I didn't know who you were or what your following was or what you were doing. You know, I just thought
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's his first time on set. Like, who knows? So I think that's really cool. Networking and building connections in this industry, and being on set. I think for me, I'm kind of the person to be very upfront, like, hi, what's your name? Who are you? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that helps because it's kind of like an icebreaker, and then you can make connections. So.
Yeah. I think it was funny how you talk about, oh, you never know who somebody is or anything all like that. But like the thing that's so ironic about it is that me and you had met on the Apple commercial set, but me and your mom had probably worked on like a movie maybe like just a couple months before that. So it would have been it would have been a very interesting dynamic if like I'm on set with her and she comes up, they talk about Buddy, he's such this funny actor, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden, a couple months later, we're on a commercial set, and you came up with the exact opposite experience about, oh, Buddy's an asshole, Buddy. Like, this can't be the same. But that's why it's so important, like you say, to be kind to everybody, because you never know who somebody is. You never know who somebody's going to be.
Right. Yeah. Just
and
like
then
that last. Go ahead.
No, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Just at the SAG Awards show, I kind of just started a conversation with one of the hosts, and I was just like, hey, like, how's your night going, you know? And then he's like, hey, I'm writing this short film, like, I want you to audition. And it would just like instantly became this thing, and it was just like, wow, you really don't know. And I tell that to everyone, like everyone who's on set or new actors, I'm always like, you never know who you're gonna meet, you never know. And then it finally happens, and you're like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a deep dive into the Actors Awards. Your experience there, watching it. For anybody who's watching doesn't know, the Actors Awards, it originally was called the SAG After Awards, but we just rebranded it, called it the Actors Awards, which I think makes it cool now because originally every year we do a live viewing for the SAG Awards and now the Actors Awards, but it's always been exclusively for SAG actors, or if we wanted to bring a guest, of course we could bring a guest. But I think this was the first year where we opened it up to non-members to be able to come and watch the awards ceremony, which I think is fitting because now we called it the Actors Awards. So all actors should be able to watch it. But you being a non-union actor, watching this going on and everything like that, what were you able to take away from being at the viewing party and the awards?
I thought it was an amazing experience. I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I've been to a few like meet and greets for casting companies and different events, so I thought it would be a little bit more low key than it was, but it was so fun. I thought it was beautiful. I really loved seeing like the age range with all the guests there. Like, there's so many actors that are like way older that are still going and still working, and I think that's really inspiring. I had a hard time watching it because I was sitting like in the very front, and so my neck was like, I don't know, it was just like distorted, and I was like, okay. But I thought it was a really cool experience. Robert Chestnut is a friend of mine, so he invited me to it, which is really cool. And I got to bring my friend, and yeah, it was a really good experience. I love seeing like the new actors that are winning for the first time. I'm like, that's gonna be me someday. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Robert's a good person to know because anybody who doesn't know Robert Chestnut, he's our local SAG after president up here. So if there is somebody at SAG that you want to know, that's probably the best place to start. So for him to invite you out there, yeah, it was definitely good to see you up there.
Yeah, that was really great.
And it was like a very like, because it was at a club called, it was like Club Origin. But even just the vibe of it, I think being in the club still kind of gave it that it wasn't like we was sitting there watching the award show. It felt like almost like a party / networking mix, or there just happened to be an award show going on in the background, and people who want to watch it could watch it. Other than that, man, it's finger foods and networking and talking.
Yeah, I was up and down the stairs and here and there and taking photos, and I got to connect with you and talk to you, and then just met some other comedians, and just, I don't know, it was fun.
Did you go do karaoke? Did you karaoke afterwards?
Yes. We went down to Japan. Well, we were in Japantown, but we went to, it was called Festa. And it's like a karaoke bar. It was so fun. My friend and I sang My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas. And then I did a little country for them at the end and sang some Shania Twain.
Okay. You a karaoke queen?
I'm just a queen, but yes, karaoke queen.
Okay. All around. Okay, for sure. I like that answer. Yeah, just the queen of everything, for sure. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Usually it's Fleetwood Mac, Dreams, but it could be Alicia Keys. You know, you never know. You never know the vibe.
You do duets. You do duets.
I've done some with like, what's that rapper song? And then Alicia's singing. It's like New York.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Empire State of Mind.
Maybe that. Maybe. You can.
That sounds about right, for sure. No, this ain't karaoke. Maybe at some other, when we go karaoke, we'll do that one. See if that's the one that you're talking about, but not on the podcast.
Okay.
So, but then you got a lot of exciting things that are going on. I guess we could say that a new chapter in your life going on. You just recently, I don't know if we want to put it out there like that, but decided to pursue this this business full time. You want to make this your full-time career field path. What are some of the things that kind of led you down towards that decision making?
I think that right now I'm at a time in my life where I'm still kind of young. I don't have a family and kids yet. You know, I'm in this like kind of prime age, and I feel very like grounded and level-headed. And so I think now is the time to just go for it. And like, if it doesn't work out, then there's always like a plan B or a backup plan. But you know, you can't make a shot that you don't shoot. So like, do it, you know? But I was teaching, and I don't know, the days would go on and I'm like, you know, I really love this, but I'm doing this every day. It's the same routine. Like in acting, going to set, going to location, it's different every time. You meet, you know, it's exciting, it's fun, it's spontaneous. And I think that's the kind of life I want to live at the time right now.
And is it just acting that you want to stick towards, or you want to do modeling, voiceover work? Do you sing? I know you do karaoke, but do you sing, or you just karaoke sing?
I sing, but like not like super publicly. I don't know. I'm not like just like singing on the street, but I do. Yeah, dancing as well. I feel like I'm more of a model right now than an actress. Well, I do like commercial acting, but I really want to dive into film this year, and like short films, whatever, like monologues. I really want to like build characters and like push myself. So I think that's my goal this year for that. But I do many voices. I have a lot of personalities and characters and stuff. So I think voiceover work could be like in the mix at some point. I also want to start a podcast and make a movie. Like I have so many ideas. They're just like.
So where do you want to start off with? I know you've been working on a couple of things this past month. We was talking about before the podcast, like you did like a jewelry commercial, stuff with Stanford and EA Sports. Can you talk to us about those projects?
Yeah. I guess we'll start off with the Madden, the EA Sports. That was a fun little shoot. It was basically like a live audience member for the Madden video game. And there were some like old football player, or I guess NFL players there, and I don't know, everyone was so hyped up, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but like, yeah, I'm getting paid, and
yeah.
And then the Stanford shoot was super fun. It was really small. I think they hired like 5 or 6 people to be on that, and it was for their new business building. So I got to play student and work with a lot of my friends that I've met, like Wyatt and Rosie and just some gals. Yeah. What else?
Okay, then you did like a jewelry commercial as well.
Yeah, I've been working with this company. They're called Nina Designs. They're based in Berkeley, and I worked with them last year for a fall shoot, and then they hit me up again, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing a spring shoot. Like, come back." So it's cool to like work with people again like that. But catch me on their website front page.
For sure. Yeah, from page model. I could dig it. So one question I had that just popped into my mind, because I've been part of the union now for going on like 9 years, I think. What's the climate like right now for a non-union actor finding work, especially the Bay Area? Because one of the things that like being a union actor is really like, it's so hard for us to find work. Like when I go on casting networks, it's a whole bunch of non-union work, non-union work, non-union work, non-union work. So what's it like for you as a non-union actor pursuing work in this business? Because I can imagine there's a lot of work that's coming your way.
Yes,
or at least opportunities.
I agree that it's pretty hard to find SAG work in like the Bay Area. I feel like a lot of the work is in LA and like Southern California. So for me, it is good because I feel like I do get a lot of work just self-submitting. I am with an agency, but like just self-submitting, I feel like there's a ton of things out there. A lot of like tech commercials and stuff. But yeah, my mom is in SAG as well. And so she's having the same kind of struggle with that.
Does she see you getting booked for work, and then it just be feel like she like a party pooper, like I'm missing out. Like I see, like you remember that, I don't know, it's like that SpongeBob meme where like SpongeBob and Patrick are like running outside, and then you see Patrick just staring from outside the window, just hating. That's kind of like us SAG actors up here. We just be seeing y'all be outside having all this fun, being on movie sets, so we'd be like, damn, we just gotta wait.
Yeah, my mom is also like white, very light skinned with blonde hair. And so like sometimes I'll get booked for things because they don't want the white lady, you know, like the blonde white lady. And then she's always like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
damn it. Damn it, genetics. That's funny.
Sorry, Mom.
And then yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. She gets the privilege. It's all good. No worries.
She's a queen. She's a queen regardless.
Yeah. And then you was talking about like LA work. You had did we was talking about this before, like as like a specific story, stuff like that, a specific job that you remember you was talking about LA job.
Yes.
Something that happened in LA was kind of like your big like wake up moment.
Yeah, it was one of them. So I got booked for this LA job for SoFi, which is like a finance company. And the role said lead woman. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I got the lead. I'm going to LA. We're making it big. And when I got there, there were probably like 10 other women that got booked on this commercial, but I didn't know that. I thought I was the lead, so I kind of went into it like a little bit like arrogant.
Yeah.
I found out like, okay, we're all here, and it was really fun. I met a lot of people. It was a great time. LA is crazy, and like just the production itself was huge. But then afterward, a few months go by, the commercial comes out. I'm like waiting to see myself, and it was like good footage. Like the camera was there, and you like signed the camera, so it was very like face. But I got cut from it, and I was like, damn, like at least I got paid. But like that's how the business is. You really never know, and so stay humble because it could be cut.
Yeah, I've learned that lesson the hard way many a times. I've been to times where like I've been to a movie premiere, I invite my family and friends out, and then like when the movie happens, like when we show it in the movie, though, like my scene is in the movie. That's no problem. I made the cut in the movie, but then like once they released it like onto DVD, I'm all like, okay, now I can have like a big release or whatever, and bring all my friends and have a big old house party and stuff like that. They ended up cutting my scene out of the DVD. So now I'm over at like my big old house party, and I just thought like, I gotta go. I can't be here. This is too embarrassing.
You blinked.
Yeah. So, but no, that's a big thing that everybody has to learn too. That I had to learn is that like I keep stuff like close to the chest to where if I wait till I see the finished product to even to talk about anything. You know, and even everybody else will be like, "You got anything going on? You got anything going on?" I'll be like, "Nope, nothing. I don't know nothing." But I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait because that'd be embarrassing. That's the most embarrassing thing in the world.
But I think it is really cool. Like, no, even if you don't book the job, like getting an audition is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that because there are thousands of submissions coming in for these roles. You know, there are like thousands of girls my age in the Bay Area that are applying. And so just even getting an audition is like pretty cool. So keep good work up.
Just have the opportunity. Just have the opportunity to pursue this. Just the fact that we know like what casting networks is. You know, the fact that we know the place to go if we want to get work, be on movies, be on TV. Like we know the pathway to do it. We know how to find an agent. We know basically how to turn our dreams into reality. It's just about putting the work in to make it actually happen.
Totally.
So that's why I also wanted to applaud you too for actually like, you know, pursuing your dreams, going at it, say this is a good point in my life for me to actually go out there and give it that full 100%, because you kind of need that. You got to be able to go 100%, but have that stability, you know, because this business is hard. Don't make it any harder. ain't no reason to make it any harder, you know. So as long as you get like, you know, strong family support. Honestly, I feel like that's the most important thing, really. It's just a strong family support, strong belief in whatever your religion, God is, whoever it is that you pray to.
Yes.
Those are the two most important things, just to keep you grounded. And then everything else is, like I said, it's in God's hands. And it's like whatever's for you is whatever's for you, because in this business, there's so many opportunities. It's so easy to lose sight on them. So, speaking of opportunities, the first opportunity we got to meet was at an Apple commercial. It was I don't know how long ago was that, like 2 years ago?
I think
was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird. This industry, it's crazy how fast time be flying, going slow, whoop. But for anybody that don't, we'll dive into like being like on an Apple, like in the Apple headquarters, working on a. We're not saying what we did. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. We already got paid. We already got paid. That NDA don't matter. That NDA don't matter. But no, just the opportunities, because you never know like who you're gonna run into on a film set, or what type of film set that it is. So like me and Bailey, we had met on an Apple commercial, and we were just doing. Well, it's not even a commercial. It was an industrial. That's what it was. It was an industrial, and basically the industrial is just a commercial for whatever the company is, you know. And on that,
internal, right? It's like
it's internal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of times as actors, we don't really get the opportunity to see the finished product.
Never.
But never, ever.
Most of the time, like 90% of the time, you never know what happened. Mm-hmm.
You never know what happens, but that's the thing that I think that's so cool about working on industrials, is because you could get the same experience working on a movie set that you do as an industrial, but it's just because it's so like tight-lipped that like it's just stories that you can share. So like for me and you, when we was working on the Apple commercial, the director of it. I got to look up his name, but basically the guy that was directing us in the Apple commercial was the same guy that directed the first Deadpool movie.
Oh, wow.
It was Tim Miller, I think that's what his name was. Yeah, Tim Miller. Tim Miller, that's who he was. So just little things all like that, you know. So you wouldn't you have that experience now. You have that experience of saying that I've been directed by a A-list Hollywood movie director, and guess what? He gave me kudos. You know, say he gave me props. He said I did a good job. Those are just little things that as actors, like on our level, that we can kind of take away from and use that motivation for like the next project.
Mm-hmm.
That makes any sense, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's you're just building and growing off of everything, and like I think it's so important to take criticism and actually like really listen to what directors have to say, or you know, even your coworkers, even your peers, even other actors. Like I wouldn't take advice from someone that I wouldn't ask advice from, but I think that the people in charge know what they're talking about, so I think it's
yeah. And this business is such a niche business that it's so hard, because I feel like this is one of the industries that like everybody wants to be a part of to some capacity or have some sort of knowledge of how this business works. So when we have conversations with people who are not in the business, they automatically just feel entitled to like want to give us information or give us advice. And oh, if I was this, I'd do it like this. And if I would do it like that. And you kind of got to learn to like shut that off, because it's like until you're like in these shoes on this set, you have no idea what it's like. So just having little opportunities like that, like say like being on an Apple commercial, you now you're working with the director that's a Hollywood director. Or when I was there last time, I think Warren Buffett was there, and Warren Buffett, and just being able to sit next to like one of the richest people in the world, that he's just, this is how you be professional and da 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 da. I was like, all right, I'll take these cues from you, you know. So, and yeah, and so that's what's really cool about it. But then also being like, say, with all the like the non-union work that's going on, it's really great. It's really cool because you see people elevate. You're at that point where you could see people growing. I can see you growing. I see there's a reason why I saw you at the Actors Awards, you know. It's because you're growing, you're elevating, you're doing things to rise. So that's a beautiful thing. I don't want like you or anybody at your level to take for granted, like seeing yourself grow and seeing other people grow with you in this business, because it's a beautiful thing to watch, especially because how we were saying earlier that you never know who somebody's gonna be. Well, totally. You're watching these people grow into who they're going to be, which is really cool. Absolutely. Extremely cool.
I remember like following you on Instagram, and like this was, you know, last year or something, and kind of seeing your work here and there, but then you totally took off too, and like, I don't know, all these videos coming out, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like,
yeah.
Like, he was talking about wanting to smoke a blunt at the freaking table. I'm like, who is this? You really never know.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm sure as hell was too. I was ready to smoke me some weed.
You kept saying it. You're like, I just need a blunt in my car.
Yeah, I was like, I went from like, man, I got a blunt in my car to being a SAG board member in less than a year. That's go. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Old buddy. I miss the old buddy. Like I say, I miss the old yay. I miss the old buddy. That's funny. Back in simpler times. Show. And then before we do wrap up this episode, let people know where they can, if they want to follow you on your social media, follow your journey, where can people follow you at?
All right, so my Instagram is its.bailey.ann, and then I have a TikTok. I just made a TikTok because I'm growing. That's also It's Bailey Ann, I believe. And then I have a YouTube, which is Bailey Ann as well, and that I don't think has any videos, but it's coming soon.
You said you wanted to do a podcast?
Yes. Yeah.
In your mind, what is the Bailey Ann podcast?
So the idea is I want to call it She Gets It. And I want to have kind of like an interview style podcast for women in the Bay Area who are pursuing their dreams, who get it, you know, who are like, this is where I was, this is where I'm going, and my story. I don't know, just talk to creatives and like, but women that get it.
I could dig it. There's not too many women podcasts out there, so y'all definitely need a voice, I guess, an avenue to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. And you said She Gets It, the She Gets It podcast.
She gets it. Yeah, like she gets
I could dig it.
Like this girl, she gets it. This girl,
I get it. I get it.
You get it.
I get it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He's not invited to the podcast, but he can still.
I don't need to be. I'll be a subscriber. I'll still at least subscribe.
Follow,
Sure.
like, comment. Thank you.
Yeah. And speaking of which, y'all go ahead and subscribe to the Yeah Buddy podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever, subscribe to the page. Keep up to date with all the dope shit that we got going on. Other than that, Bailey, this was a dope podcast. I'm glad we got the opportunity to know you a little bit better. Glad whoever's watching this gets the opportunity to know you. Is there anything else that you want to let the people know before we do wrap up this episode?
Keep shining bright, everyone. Follow your dreams and keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing. She gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah. Sure. And my name is Buddy Rahming. You know, you can follow me at BuddyENT on all of my social medias. And you can go to www.buddyent.com to follow more of the Yeah Buddy podcast, see my sketches, stand-up comedy, and my movies and short films, all that good jazz. And other than that, man, hey, I hope y'all tuning in enjoyed this episode of the Yeah Buddy podcast. We'll be back some other time whenever I get a new guest. whenever I line up a new guest, we'll be back with another new episode. Like I said, man, my name's been Buddy Rahming. Thank y'all for tuning in. Bailey, boop boop. Thank you for being a dope ass guest. Cool as fuck. Your first podcast. How'd you feel about your first podcast episode?
I was a little nervous, but I loved it. It was so fun, so easy. You're great. Yay.
Thank you. Next time we'll take shots. To loosen it up.
I have my Red Bull.
Oh yeah. See, I'm not gonna show what I got, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Hey, but hey man, my name's been Buddy. I'll catch y'all in the next episode, y'all. Deuces.
Deuces.